So last night I did something I hadn't really done in years, except for during October, which is sit and watch 3 movies in a row on TCM. Um, it was so much fun. Except I did one on the West Coast time and then the other one's on the East Coast time because I wanted to see Deerheart. Even though I have Deerheart on DVD, I needed to watch it. I don't know. Um, oh, I'm sorry, I just woke up. Okay. Waking up and talking movies. That's my life. Then I watched since the last hour of Sense and Sensibility because Deerheart on East Coast, you know, like ate into or West Coast ate into Sense and Sensibility East Coast. But they were live tweeting Sense and Sensibility and it was really fun to like tweet it with all these Austinites. Because I love Sense and Sensibility and that was a flamingo's foot, in case you were wondering. Hi. Oh, that didn't really work. I was trying to get him to. Anyways, so that was fun. And poor Alan Rickman. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for that film. So they were doing Emma Thompson movies. So this is leading up to the movie I actually watched, the new film that I had not seen before, which was 1991's. I'm trying to close. I can't even see what I'm doing anymore. Okay, 1991's Impromptu, which was directed by James Lapine, who I have never seen any of his films. But it stars Judy Davis as George Sand, and I was like, Judy Davis as George Sand? I gotta watch this movie. And Hugh Grant as Friedrich Chopin. Unfortunately, on Mubi, if you read the 2-sentence synopsis on Mubi, it says the movie's about Friedrich Chopin. And the movie is not about Friedrich Chopin. The movie's about George Sand. And Friedrich Chopin is he's in it. But it's about her. I really hate it when movies are it's about the dude. And it's no, it's not. It's about the woman. Assholes. Anyway, so it's got a terrible poster. It's got one of the worst posters I've ever seen in my life. Don't judge it by the poster, please. So, in it, it's about the how George Sand started becoming involved with Friedrich Chopin. So, if you know your history, I don't know if you do. I know my history because I read a lot of French books in college. George Sand was married. She got divorced. She lived with her children and wore man's clothing. And her name was actually Aurora, but she went by George in order to get better in society because society treated women like shit, and if you were a man, things were better. But she was also very rich and had a title. She was a baroness, so she was able to be eccentric because she had money. So it's one of those things where her history is sort of because she was rich is the only reason she was able to act like this. But it also, it shows that rich women can defy society and why everyone should aim to be rich, basically. So anyways, in the film, it's in sort of 3 parts. First part is George Sand trying to get her current lover to leave her the fuck alone. She keeps hearing Chopin's music and is just in love with the music. She invites herself to this 2-week soiree that's happening at a socialite's house played by Emma Thompson, who's amazing. While there, several of her ex-lovers are there, including Mandy Patinkin, who's quite great. And she's hanging out with her BFFs, Franz Liszt and Marie de Gucht, who are played by Bernadette Peters and Julian Sands. But eventually the Bernadette Peters character sort of becomes jealous of George Sand's obsession with Chopin. And so you have this disastrous 2-week stay at this socialite place that ends with literally an explosion. And it's actually that middle section of the film is the best part of the film. It's delightful. And although it's more like an English... I guess it's a French farce, but an English comedy of manners meets a French farce. So because it's all British people making this movie, and so it felt very British, even though they were trying to do a French farce. It was very strange, especially because everyone's supposed to be French and they all have British accents, except Liszt, who's supposed to be Hungarian, and Julian Sands doing a Hungarian accent, and Hugh Grant, who's playing Chopin, who's Polish, I believe, so he's doing a Polish accent, and they're the only ones with the right accents. And the last third of the movie is Sand in earnest trying to convince Chopin that she loves him. That's the film. And then it ends before they're actually together and any of that history. And most of it is probably imagined. So like they have some of the facts of how they met and things in there, but mostly it's imagined ideas of what all these people together would be like. And it's written by Sarah Krumkocken, who is married to James Lapine, so they're together. And they've been making films together for quite a while. So part of this film, I liked all of the performances. Like Judy Davis is always great. Bernadette Peters was great. Emma Thompson killed it. Mandy Patinkin was hilarious. And Hugh Grant was particularly good. This is 1991, so it's before he became rom-com king and played Hugh Grant in all his movies. And he's really acting, and he's really playing Chopin, and he's really in a different level than we're used to seeing him at. And so it was kind of depressing because it was like seeing him before he got corrupted, kind of. Not to say I didn't like Hugh Grant in his rom-coms. I think he's a great romantic comedy foil, but it's sort of like how McConaughey kind of got stuck in that, and then he was good, and then he was McConaughey in rom-coms, and then the McConaughey, except we haven't had a Hugh Grant Descents, which is a bummer. So if you're a Hugh Grant fan, definitely watch this and see like a different range from him. And then Judy Davis is the winner of all time, and you should always watch Judy Davis because she's fucking brilliant. And the flamingo is gonna say goodbye. There we go. That worked that time. So have a good night, and I'll keep watching the movies. Or it's daytime now. Have a good Saturday.